Hey everybody, and welcome to our next video in the beginner hat series. In this video, we're going to talk about how to decrease to get ready to finish your hat. So you've already worked your edge, you've worked the body of your hat, and now it's time to decrease stitches so that we can get to this rounded top. So I have two hats here. This is the ribbed version and this is the rolled brim version. And I've gone ahead and finished the ribbed version so that you can see what we're talking about here. So as we're finishing the body of the hat, we need to decrease or get rid of stitches so that we can get to the point where we're able to finish the hat. So I worked 8 inches, and that included measuring from my cast on edge to the point where I wanted to start decreasing. Keeping in mind that when you start your decrease, you're going to be working 13 rows. So your hat is going to be from the point where you start decreasing an additional 13 rows. So I knit for 8 inches on the body from measuring from the cast on edge. Same with this hat. I measured, we're gonna have this brim. This is going to just stay like this. So I measured from about where the brim rests naturally to the last row on my needles, which is 8 inches. So when we decrease, we're decreasing in the same spot every row that we decrease. And what happens is you can see the top of this hat. So you can see these kind of like arcs here, and those are where our decreases are taking place. So you can see that every row, our decrease is happening at the same location. So it gives us this beautiful kind of like star looking design almost. So that's what we're trying to achieve. So on your pattern, you're going to notice that it says you are going to work rows 1 through 13 of the decrease rows one time through. So the first decrease row means you're going to knit 2 stitches together, and then you're going to knit 6. So what that looks like is I'm going to knit 2 stitches together. And when I do that, I'm knitting as if I'm knitting a single stitch. The only difference is I'm going to knit 2 stitches at the same time. So my needle is going in knitwise into the first stitch and into the second stitch. So here you can see I have 2 stitches that I'm going to be knitting. And then you simply just knit them as if you would as if it were a single stitch. So I've knit 2 stitches together, which means I just decreased 1 stitch. Now I'm going to knit 6 even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to knit 2 stitches together again. Knit 2 together, and then I'm going to knit 6. You are going to do that all the way across the row. Knit 2 together, knit 6. Knit 2 together, knit 6. That will take you all the way around the row so that when you get back to your stitch marker, you're going to have knit 6, and then that'll be the end of your row. And if you look at your pattern directions, you'll see row 2 says to knit even. No decreases take place on any of the even rows, only on the odd rows. So knit across row 2, and then you'll notice row 3, you're going to knit 2 together and then knit 5 stitches. Knit 2 together, knit 5 all the way around. What happens then is those decreases line up so that we get that nice star design at the top of the hat. So you're going to work all of your decreasing rows, and it was at about row 11, which was knit 2 together, knit 1, where I ended up switching to double point needles, because what happens is as you're decreasing, you won't have enough stitches to maintain the circular needle. So at that point, all you have to do is simply slip your stitches, just as if you're slipping a stitch marker. Slip your stitches from the circular needle onto 3 double point needles. Divide them somewhat evenly between those 3 double point needles, and then you're going to have a 4th double point needle that you're knitting with. So it's the same thing as if you're knitting around and around on a circular needle, except you're just doing it on the double point needles. So you're going to go and work through your 13 rows of decreasing, and then you should be left with 11 stitches. Notice on your pattern that each decreasing row happens on the odd rows, and you'll notice in parentheses how many stitches you should have after you complete each of those rows. So meet us at the next video and we will show you how to finish your hat. Happy knitting!